So let's have a look at the Dexter Russell 8-inch chef's knife here. Yes, I've been testing this out for over a year at this point, and I have some thoughts about this knife. First thing that you can probably see is that this knife it's been through it quite heavily as well. Upon arrival, I would say that this knife came in more than decent packaging. It was quite difficult to open up the packaging, to be completely honest with you. Lots of plastic there, but that also means that the knife came quite safely in the mail. There was no issues, no damage to the blade itself. Upon inspection, it also looked quite nice and sharp. I will say that my first impression lifting up this knife was that it's very clearly that this is a stamped blade. It's not forged, but that's not to say that it's not a good knife, right? Also, it's quite cheap. I think around $30, $35 you're going to have to pay for a Dexter knife like this. So yeah, it's not really expensive. Sharpness wise, upon first testing, I will say that it was very sharp as well. Like, no complaints about the sharpness of this blade at all. Cuts through anything you need it for. It's also quite evident that this is a quite heavy, it's a very stiff blade, to put it like that. You can see that it's starting to rust already. I'll get to that later. But yeah, this one cuts through everything quite nicely. The blade itself has held up quite well between sharpenings as well. What I really like about this knife though is that it comes with, they call it like a sanitation blade grip or something like that. But what it really is that it's quite slip resistant. And what I really like about that is that this works quite well for cutting apart like animals and that type of stuff as well, where you get a little bit slimy and bloody perhaps. So what I did was that I gave this to my father to test out for a while after I was done. And I did actually record a video about that as well, but sadly that video I deleted, so sorry about that. But you can see he really put it through the works there, fishing, cutting up lots and lots of fish. I think he was primarily fishing monkfish with it for a couple of months. He also said that it holds up quite well, but what he did notice was that the blade started to chip. So it's quite hard steel. It doesn't hold up, or it holds up, but it will need a resharpening because this blade is like full of chips in the actual blade here. Also, it started rusting, which was kind of a letdown. Not that it really matters, it's just cosmetics, but if you look compared to, for example, a Victorinox knife, which went through the same treatment, there is no rust and no chips in the blade. So take that as you will. But he was quite pleased with this knife. I'm going to give it back to him now once I'm done filming this video. By the way, you can see I have a bunch of knives there. I'm testing out like every blade under $50 to see which one is the best for which use case. Besides that, about this knife, obviously you can see that it has a bolster. So that's quite nice. You can't really pinch it. I mean, you can if you want to cut up wedges and that type of stuff, but realistically, I think this is a blade that you hold in the actual handle when you use it. It's a good blade. There are no extra frills or anything like that with it. But I mean, Dexter Russell is a very trusted brand. It's a good quality knife as long as you're not going to use it fishing or you're open to resharpening it every once in a while. But yeah, for like general use, I think this is a fantastic knife, especially for the price point. Now, is it the best knife for the price point? I'm not so, maybe. It really depends. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put together a big video where I compare like all of these knives side to side. I'm going to link that here next. If you just really like this blade and you want to purchase it, I'm going to add a paid link in the video description and pin comments under this video as well. If you use that link, you support my work here buying all these knives, which has not been cheap. Anyway, thanks for that. And yeah, I'll see you over in this next video. Peace.